Hi, it's Joy, and today I'm going to be watching Fargo Season 1, Episode 2, The Rooster Prince. I really enjoyed the first episode a lot. It was as crazy as I thought it would be, but it just works so well as a show. Like, I can't even explain. You know, if someone told me, oh, tell me exactly what Fargo's about and why it's so good, I couldn't. But if it carries on like the first episode, I am very much going to enjoy this season, so I'm very excited to watch. A huge thank you again to Albert for sponsoring the first reaction on Patreon. If you're watching this on YouTube or a new patron, do look at my tiers so you can see which tiers you can sponsor. On one of the higher tiers you can sponsor 5 episodes, another one 10 episodes, or a whole short season. But it's all very clear up there, and I will be doing the unedited, if I can speak, would help. Reactions of Fargo have been up since I'm filming this on the 23rd of June. And they will be on YouTube at some point in an edited form, possibly, so if you're seeing this on YouTube, hello. But yeah, I am so excited to keep watching this show. I genuinely have no idea where it's going to go, and yeah, let's go. Is this the place that Sam Hess worked? That's his name, right? I remember something. Because he was linked with a mob or something, wasn't he?
You won.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
from Fargo.
I love it.
There's no library in this town. Why is there no library in this
That
town?
is true, that's not good. I mean, I personally don't really use my library and I hate myself for it, but I like to own my books.
Got stabbed in the back of the head at a strip club is what happened to him.
I'm sure that happens all the time to people, you know.
He was my friend, okay? Sam. Sure, he was a jerk, but deep down...
We can translate that one for ourselves. Oh, how sad. Your wife's dead.
It's okay. Aches still.
Is he actually going to get, like, love and attention from his family? I mean, I know he's a murderer, but as far as I know, he's a victim.
Why the heck would I sell a house? Oh. I'm not saying you have to go that way.
Oh, yeah. Lots of murders.
Stay a few days, I suppose.
Has he really let his kid play with a gun? I'm having a toy gun. Right after, like, the violent crimes that took place. America. Or does he want to see if they found the hammer, because he hid it, didn't he? Which, again, with his theory, doesn't make sense. I am so sad for him because the baby is not born yet, but it's due. And that's just horrible. I've just noticed her surname is Solverson, which implies to me that she's going to solve this case. I'm so witty.
At the hospital.
Yeah, I know, I read it, but
it didn't make much sense because he's not a particularly good criminal.
The cutthroat world of regional trucking.
The cutthroat world of regional trucking. I enjoy that line.
You're saying
she is definitely going to solve this. Oh, he's the chief. Because he didn't get to make it official that he wanted her to be the chief. Is he missing her? Despite the fact that he killed her? Or was he faking a normal response?
How's the head? Oh, yeah, it hurts.
Yeah.
I got a little. Remember that gum?
He's weird because, like, I know there is no set way to react, but you think, like, if you'd killed someone, which he has, you'd act a little bit sadder.
Chief Thurman came to talk to you about a man you may have met in the emergency room the day previous.
Don't be suspicious.
Sam Hess?
Who isn't going to work?
You remember Sam? He used to beat you up in high school.
Yeah, exactly. Big motive. Especially if his sons say about the altercation the day before the death.
Talk or that kind of thing?
He's a very happy widower.
Yeah, things.
Yeah. 90% of my comments are going to be, yeah. Also, he now knows which police officer is his threat.
I'm satisfied. Remember Hubba Bubba?
No.
If you need anything, Lester,
such unprofessional policing.
I'll keep asking myself.
He's trying. I just love this guy's whole demeanour. Like, every fibre of his being is just...
All the mail is addressed to Duluth.
Am I gonna need to come back there and find it myself?
He will.
Sure.
He's just so menacing, despite the fact that in so many ways he's not menacing. But he's so menacing. Okay. That would be my response as well. I bet one time mail fraud can happen.
No. Highly irregular is the time I found a human foot in a toaster oven. This is just odd.
What the hell? I would just be giving that man the parcel. I wouldn't ask him to sign for it. I would just be like, please don't come back. Is there a code?
Missed a spot.
He just loves causing trouble. So was that telling him who his target was? Or where to go? I guess he understood the code better than I did.
Straight from Ecuador, Kiwis too. That's what makes my stores so goddamn superior. I got mango.
Our carbon
in
footprint.
goddamn January. Knocked 138
I
heads
really
square
don't
wise.
need
Ain't
the
that right, Wally?
window into the abattoir, and it's kind of disturbing that
A
the
mutual
boss wants
friend
it.
says-
Send 'em packing. Isn't that what they say?
Who says that?
In the movies?
I don't watch movies.
Does
You
not
don't watch
surprise
movies.
me.
You'll get to be the supermarket king in Minnesota without making a few enemies. Right? Start with my damn wife, and she is suing me for 50%.
Well, she is your
So now I'm
wife.
starting to think.
See, it's worth getting caught, dog, because you get to go out in the car. That is creepy. Why would you want a window right there like that? I would always have those curtains closed if I was there. Okay, so she intentionally has her curtains open.
Sometimes there's more than one right thing.
What does that mean?
I mean, sometimes if someone's really scary, you let them get away with a speeding ticket.
To stop a guy from doing a bad thing, I could get hurt.
See, if that's your mindset, you really
Or
shouldn't be a
worse.
police officer.
Could be Lenny.
Who's Lenny?
Comes in a lot.
Poor Lenny, he's gonna
Drinks
die.
pretty.
I love that sign.
Hey, I got one for you. What kind of bone will a dog never eat?
Chicken.
A trombone.
Oh yeah. That's a good one. A trombone. Oh, my dad liked that one.
Here, I don't know what to do.
Does he enjoy listening to the chaos he's created?
Lester, I'll be right there.
It's so hard to be a hitman when you keep having all these interruptions.
I work for the king. You know what that makes me?
Really?
Goddamn prime minister.
That's one way to show you're not intimidated by someone, I guess. If you came back to your room now and you were in the room opposite, you would just be like,
Similar to 3 murders, including the police chief?
if he spends too much time in this house, that's very suspicious. Like, it's one thing to kind of come back and see it and have a bit of a cry. It's another thing to, like, move in while it's still disgusting. Where did he put his bloody clothes?
Real good piece, hon.
Yeah, Mom. Real good.
This town is living in the 50s.
I was thinking of going hunting this weekend.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
do I take him shooting?
That's,
Interested?
yeah, like, my home just got broken into. Someone got shot there.
Oh, hon, I don't think your brother wants to be around all that guns and violence. Not after what happened.
Yeah.
What do you call it? A fresh start?
Yeah. That's great. I'll call Jimmy. It's a fine
At
market
least
right now.
they're
He says real
trying
good.
to be good family members.
Is Nygaard?
Yeah. Oh, hiya.
Yeah.
Now, that's
She's got her sights on him.
has the day he died, and, you know, then it turns out you and he had differences in the past, so, you know, all I'm saying is just help me understand what happened.
Maybe you could be a bit subtler in your questioning in future if you want to try and catch him.
All your...
He did not get his antibacterials. She's going to keep digging, and I support her. The Romans would be so proud of that road.
I mean, you know, here we get this car crash with this dead man in
Yep.
frozen panties nearby.
I was clear that we were going to focus on the drifter angle and not, harass the victim. I'm the chief now, and I gotta. Everyone's gotta
Men.
line up behind me. It's best if you just.
You're threatening his
and this
authority
could
by
be
being a
good for
better
you
police officer than
career-wise,
him.
Because
She's going to keep investigating. Finish your food. You're only eating some leaves, but at least finish them.
See you for dinner.
Hi,
Oh my god.
the wind.
Is that to dig a hole, or is that to destroy the body?
We do a little trading.
This is
See the
pleasant.
great ships come and go. The
I thought they're doing it in the brilliant daylight
eagle
as well.
sky is on fire.
Okay, so I really enjoyed that episode. I think the first episode was definitely better, but obviously because that was just, I think, the first episode was better in the sense that it was new and it was like, what's happening? And like less happened in this one. But I really enjoyed it as well. Like, I really enjoy the whole like dynamic of this show. Like, it's so weird. And I can't, I'm struggling to find the words to describe it. Like, its whole vibe is just off kilter and I'm really, really enjoying it. I think it's going to be really fascinating to see where it goes, because obviously you've got the sort of more mob type people trying to figure out what happened to Sam. If they get wind of the fight with Lester, okay, well, the altercation with Lester, or with the fact that the police are looking into Lester, then maybe they will also go after Lester. Our lovely Duluth hitman, Mr. Man, he's just off doing his thing. So he's got recordings of Lester basically admitting he killed his wife. So I suppose he could use that if he wanted to, but I we've seen that he enjoys causing chaos and then just watching the effects. Like, you know, he'll whisper in someone's ear, tempting them to do something bad, and they go off and do it, and then he just watches. So in a way, does he just like listening to that tape of Lester being like, "Yeah, I killed my wife," because he kind of pushed him to do something bad, to snap and to hurt someone, and then he turned up to help him out and kill the police chief and then just escape through the basement somehow. But is he going to get back involved with Lester and the rest of Fargo? I feel like the fact that we're seeing him, he's obviously still in the area, but it's interesting to see what's going to come of that, and if we're going to see more of that policeman that he threatened in the last episode, because we saw his daughter this time, and the weird woman next door. Like, I couldn't. If I lived in a house that close to someone else, my curtains would be shut up all times. I find it awkward enough, like earlier, I shut my blind when I do reactions, and as I did it, my neighbour was in his garden, and we made eye contact, and I was like, oh no, so I shut my blind. So I could not cope with like a proper looking in. I mean, she was not having a problem with that. So yeah, that was different. I don't know, like, I just really enjoy it, and I'm really sorry if I didn't react very much, but like, I just kind of got absorbed in it. Like, I love the hitman running around, like, he's, like, if you saw that actor on the street, you wouldn't be like, oh, he's a really menacing guy. And even the way he talks to people and interacts with them isn't menacing, but it's really menacing at the same time. Like, I would be like, take your package, it's fine, yeah, I often find feet in toaster ovens. I don't know, I just really, really enjoy him. And Martin Freeman's amazing. I love his portrayal of Lester. It's very interesting to kind of see how Lester's trying to figure his way out of this, you know, latching onto the fact that the police chief doesn't believe it was him. I worry for Molly in a way. I mean, I kind of feel like maybe she is going to solve it all at the end. She is called Molly Solverson. That joke still gets me. But at the same time, Lester is very aware that she knows the truth, or at least that she suspects the truth. So he could get the hitman involved in that, or I don't know, like a lot of stuff's gonna happen, and this is a real mess that's like spiraling and spiraling. You know, the mafia guys have already killed the wrong person over this, so kind of I feel like it's spiraling more and more and more. And while Molly has amazing instincts as a police officer, as we've seen, I don't actually know, I mean, she's 31, so I imagine she's been on the force for a while, but being on the force in a small town where nothing that bad actually happens, suddenly having murder cases, it's not the same as being in a city or something where you regularly have to deal with murder cases. So although she's got brilliant instincts, she's not got the experience, so I do worry for her. As much as I worry for any of the characters, because it's a weird show. But I just want her and her dad to be happy at the end, and for the old chief's wife to have her baby and be happy. And you know, the new chief is so frustrating. He's just a typical kind of older individual, typically male, but I suppose some women are like that, set in his ways, just wants the easy answer. And the easy answer was, oh yeah, it was some drifters, we'll see if we catch them, because the chances of you actually doing that are very slim. There's not really much you can do to find them, so therefore you don't actually have to do anything. You know, he's kind of taking the very easy way out rather than trying to get evidence on Lester and trying to crack him in interrogation and, you know, working hard. He wants to just be his little sleepy town police chief, so just wash this over the rug. They've already changed the name of the door, they've already redesigned the office, you know, no respect for him whatsoever, kind of brushing all that aside because it's not easy for him. So I feel as though Molly will definitely keep investigating, even if like she can do it under the guise of, we know the hitman is responsible for the dude in his underwear in the snow, and Sam and the chief. So if she's investigating it all, she could technically still be investigating that while investigating that. But yeah, I really don't know where the show's going to go next. I mean, obviously I know that it's going to be like different people trying to investigate what happened. I know it's going to be Lester trying to cover up what happened, the hitman going around being a hitman. He now knows that it was very likely the trainer who wrote the note, or at least the wife, or like someone in regular contact with the trainer. So he could kill them, or maybe he could kill the husband. I don't really know. Like, he's weird. I love him so much, but he's so weird. And then the guy's security was threatening him, and you know, he went to the toilet, like you do. But yeah, I think he's really unsettling, and that's what makes him so menacing. Like, at first glance, you'd be like, oh, he's quite unassuming, and then the longer you're with him, you're like, oh my god, he's not human. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I like that Lester's brother and wife are trying. You know, they're making sure he's in a room where he can feel comfortable, they're trying to cook him dinner, they're trying to sort of include him and be nice, which is very different to the atmosphere the last time they were together with, like, I should be able to love my brother, like, I should be able to look up to him, and I don't. Like, they're actually kind of, in this time of tragedy, trying to do their best, which is nice, but also Lester's a murderer. I don't know that Lester's playing it very well. I think he's very lucky that his previously established persona was of a weak-willed, weak person that you'd overlook, you wouldn't think twice about. That if there was a lineup of potential suspects from the town, you would not include Lester because he's so pathetic. It's really benefiting him from avoiding suspicion from everyone but Molly, because he's someone that if they suggested they'd done something bad, you'd be like, oh, no, you couldn't have done that. So I think that is really in his best interest at the moment, because he's really not that sad. Or even, like, I think going back to the house by yourself, I can kind of understand the compulsion to want to do that, but I don't know that you'd be able to spend much time there and, like, sit and chat to some police officers. I think I'd have to be like, oh, could we maybe go and sit outside or sit in the car, like, I'm really sorry, like, I had to come back and see the house, but I don't know that I could just go sit down and make you some grape juice, was that what they had, with the blood splatter just behind. Obviously, what did he do with the hammer? That's another thing. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. Like, it's so weird. I couldn't really compare it to anything, but I'm really, really, really enjoying it. So I'm excited to watch more. Thank you very much for watching.